I'm stoked for this. And dude, Nate, what have you been up to today? How's it going?
Dude, it's going good. Today, kind of just prepping for the G pod, Did my stretches in the morning, all that good stuff, cold shower, breathing techniques. And yeah, I got a good session earlier. Not as good as yesterday's. Check that out. It's on my Instagram. Just put it up. But
Yeah.
GStandards meeting, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, just working on some new tech, just trying to get some string tech down that I've been seeing on Instagram. And yeah, pretty good day so far.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna slow motion your latest video you just put up of the G standard session. Those three tricks, the pinches to the Ken. I gotta learn how to do those. So I'm gonna be slow moing your videos and learning from that. Yeah.
Dude, you got to watch ET. You got to watch
I,
because that's
I
how I
I know,
learned
I
them.
know, I know, but you learning them and just like up close up visual, you have the clip so close. I'm like, okay, this has got to be it. Both of you guys,
Sweet.
though. Both of you guys,
Yeah,
though.
dude. Do what you
Uh,
want to do. You got a bunch of references.
yeah, absolutely. Um, well, amazing, man. Yeah, so let's just get it going. This is the G Pod with Nate Wilcox. This is
So,
yeah, from California. Nate, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself? Just how old you are, quick, how long you've been playing, and just a basic self introduction.
yeah. So I'm 19 from Southern California, and I've been playing Dama since April 30th, 2015. Yeah, I've been session almost 9 years. Next month it'll be 9 years.
Yeah, and yeah, so let's go deep on that real quick because a lot of people um you know I feel like a lot of people know you now, but they don't know that you've been playing for so long. You've been playing for now.
Yeah.
You're almost a 10-year veteran. So that's pretty big. I want to know what the origin story of like Nate as a kendama player is. Like, what's Nate Wilcox's origin story? What were you even doing a little bit before kendama? What was life like? And then afterwards, let's get started into not only how you started to play kendama, but kind of the changes that you've seen between like then and all the way up to now.
Yeah, definitely. That's a hell of a question. I like that. So yeah, so I guess to start off, um, I found it I found it at school and I also found it at baseball practice. There's a lot of kids. It was kind of a craze that just hit my town that I live in. And kids were bringing it to baseball practice. I was like, oh, that's cool. I thought it was something they used for like warming up their hands and stuff, for like practice or games or whatever. But I didn't really like start to see them blow up until like it was like end 2014. Kids were bringing them to school, and like so many people brought them to school that like they got banned pretty quick. So I got to play with them for a little while, but not too long. Just picking up my buddies, hitting a big cup or whatever. But I didn't really think that much of it. I honestly thought it was kind of dumb at first. I was like, "That's stupid, bro. Let me try it." And then I picked it up and I couldn't get it. I was like, "That's stupid. Why can't I get it?" And then I just kept going. I would pick them up at a buddy's house, but never really played super consistent. And then yeah, 5 days after my birthday, April 30th, 2015, I had some birthday money and I was like, Mom, we need to go to the store like right now, dude. I need one of these things because it's pissing me off. I'm like, I need to learn how to do this. Okay, I've had enough. So yeah, I went and picked up um just some janky little Dama. I think it was like a Duncan. Like the first one, like I actually like remember. I don't know if it was a Dunkin' or not. It was some off brand. I remember buying my first one without like with my own money. I was like mowing lawns and stuff. It was like a Rasta tribute, but like the first one was yeah, I think it was like a Dunkin'. It wasn't like a Caleb or the ones you see on Amazon. It was gnarly looking. Um, and it was like it kind of had like the Kusa tribute stringing where it has like
The
the
bolt.
cups and the bolt straight through and you stick the string through. Yeah, I seshed that for a while, and yeah, I played. I kind of got into it at the end of the craze at my school. So people still thought it was cool, but the older I got, people kind of thought it was dorky.
Mhm.
Um, people used to bully me for it and stuff, and it got to me when I was younger for sure. I stopped playing for a little bit in high school at the beginning, and then I was like, no, I like this too much. This is way too much fun. So yeah, then I kind of picked it back up full time. I still had like I still would pick it up every once in a while, like once or twice a week, just hit a whirlwind or whatever, just some tap lines, but nothing like I wouldn't progress. Um, so yeah, so I kind of officially like picked it back up end of 2019, and then I started learning more and more the new tech, like cloud bounces. Ben Herald had just released like Fringe Case, I want to say, and it was just
That's when
I
you came
saw
back.
that like
Wow.
that's around the time that I officially like I came back to like looking at content and everything, and I was like, bro, oh no. And like I saw that kid that used to be on Sweets, the Jacob, is it Eames?
Yep.
How do
Yeah.
yeah. And that fool was like cracked. He was insane. And then I saw him get announced at Battle 2020. I mean, I wasn't there, but I watched the videos and I was like, that kid's crazy. And then I started watching more and more like Jay Lawrence got announced on Tribe. And I was like, dude, I knew when that guy like started. And I was like, I need to wake up. So, it was kind of a wake up call coming back in 2019. And then I kind of started sessioning on and off, on and off. Then I went to my first like legit comp, 2021. Um, I was so scared.
What comp
I
was
was
that?
like, you know what? It was Oceanside Kendama Open. Schultz and Watts, Jacob Schultz and Jacob Watts both hosted it. Um, and it was dope. It was super dope. But I was such a goofball, man. I was like, you know what? I'm just here to win. I don't care about anything. So I put myself in intermediate, and I was like, oh gosh. I got there, and I was like, okay, this is a horrible idea. What am I doing?
Yeah.
But I still didn't think I wasn't consistent enough to compete in open. So like, dude, go to the advanced speed ladder. I was like, okay. I still missed like a good chunk of the tricks, which was so funny.
Mhm.
And then I ended up winning that, but I was like, okay,
Wait,
this
so
is
so
this.
you went to Sandbag.
I went to Sandbag,
So
yeah,
you went to
Nate
Sandbag.
Wilcox with the sandbag. Oh, wow.
yeah. It was, dude.
Wow.
It was so bad.
We
It
can cut it
was
right
so
here, man.
bad. Yeah,
Thanks for being on.
Yeah, wow. Congrats on the W.
but yeah.
Uh,
So that was a just total goofball experience. But I look back at it and just laugh now. And
yeah,
everybody there was like, yeah, you're going to open next time. Um, so so I did. And it actually went really well. My skill kind of started to gradually climb after that competition because I was like, okay, I that was my first time meeting other kendama players. I had
yeah.
never met any other Dom players that didn't live in my hometown. So it was like super cool. I met D first pro I ever met, and now he's like a friend of mine. He's like super cool.
Yeah.
Um, and so that was
Yeah.
dope. I met a couple other guys, Steven Bach from Active. I didn't know who he was, but he was
Hmm.
super kind. And I
Hmm.
think he ended up winning that competition. He killed it. Yeah, then I met
Crazy.
Schultz and all those fools. But yeah, so then I went on to another comp, 2022, SoCal Royale, and I went open and I got second. I lost my
Oh,
last match in the finals to Steven Bach, the guy from Active, and
okay.
it was 4-4. It was so close.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I actually got invited to compete there next weekend. So I'm
There
going
you
to compete
go.
in that freestyle and hopefully take the crown for open.
Is Steven Bach
So
gonna be there?
he is. He is.
Oh.
Got to get a little rematch going. But yeah, so that was 2021, 22, and then 23. Stuff really picked up while everybody was going to battle and stuff. I think it was the 24th. I think people were flying out there and starting to go. I enlisted in the Coast Guard, straight
Hmm.
dipped from my hometown, moved all the way across the country um, with a girlfriend that I was with at the time, and I lived with her for a bit, and
Hmm.
then went into the military, and that was gnarly, dude. I went in on Valentine's Day, and I didn't get out. And that was boot camp, right? So I went to boot camp Valentine's Day, got out April 7th, and then I came back, and I was like, okay, I'm a big kid now, so I can go to comps and stuff. I can compete, and yeah, after that, 2023 was a huge year for me. I competed. Actually, before I left, I competed in a comp here in Cali. I was one that D Westy threw. It was Murrieta Kendama Fest. And I took third in that one. That one was super
Okay.
fun. Yeah, it was Kevin DeSoto and Kelvin Wong
Hmm.
were the guys that, got me pretty good in that one. And I was like, you know what? I can live with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then in freestyle, I took fourth, which is funny because I was not there for freestyle, but that was fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, did that, enlisted in the military, life totally changed. And then after that, my first comp out of that was
Wait. Can we hold on? Can we touch on that real quick? So you
what's
went.
that?
So you went all these comp. You're gaining momentum, and then you joined the military, and then well, let's talk about that. Like, what prompted you to join the military?
Oh, that dude, that's a solid question. So initially I was just like, I kind of hated school,
Yeah.
and my only two options were in my head were military or school. Um, and I was just like, I need to do this now, or I'm gonna be stuck in the same place forever. I'm not gonna do anything. Um, so I was like, okay, let's do it. Started talking to a recruiter. It's pretty cool. Then I joined up, and I was like, yeah, I have to do this. And I got there, and the first night of boot camp, dude, I was like, this is a horrible idea. This was the worst idea I've
What
had in
happened?
a
What happened on the
while.
first night of boot camp?
Nothing, it wasn't bad. It was Valentine's Day, so that was a bit, sad, but it was whatever. Um,
Okay.
a lot of people were like on the phone with their wives and stuff. Everyone's just pissing their pants. We're on the bus, and we're like, oh shit. We got there and we pulled into like the base, the training center, and the bus stopped, and then like the drill instructors got on and just get the hell off my bus. You guys have 10 seconds to get off my bus, and you already wasted five of them. Move, move, move. And you know, and I was like, wow, I can't play kendama for 2 months. That was what was going through my head. Everybody else is like, oh no, what if I don't make it through this? Oh, I'm so scared. Shit, man. So when I was there, I got on cleaning duty. It was called work detail, I think, something like that, right? But we would go at night, and me and like a couple other guys would go and we'd clean this building
Mhm.
right next to our house. It was the squad bay we lived in, and I would always take the squirt bottle and I would squirt the windows and wipe them down and stuff. But when I was done, I would just play with it like it was a dama. So I would be like doing slingers with the squirt bottle and stuff, and I'd be flipping it. I got in really big trouble one time. They caught me doing it when we were cleaning the squad bays. Uh,
Oh,
and I had to hold up the wall for a while, but it was totally worth
okay.
it.
All right. So
So
you did that for 2 months. Was any of the boot camp like pretty intense? Like, was it hard training days or anything that comes to
oh yeah.
mind? Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it was gnarly. I passed out like I want to say like the first week. I like straight up passed out because I locked my knees out, and I like everything I ate, I was just like throwing up. I couldn't keep it down. It was bad.
Mhm.
And so like the first week I like passed out like once. That was pretty gnarly, but then I was like, okay, I'm fine. I went to like the ward and everything. I was like in a hospital is what it was essentially. But then I came out and I was like, I can do this. I'm
Yeah.
fine. I just need to like breathe. So I started doing just box breathing is what they taught me.
Yep.
Uh, and then I was fine. Graduated, moved up to the base where I was stationed at over by San Francisco, which was super cool. And then yeah, and then some medical stuff came up and I ended up getting discharged last summer,
Mm.
So but it was a cool experience living up there. While I was living up there, I was in the Bay Area with Ben Herald and Miguel and
Yeah.
all those people. So that was super cool. And my first or second jam there, Adrian Esteban was still living there. So that was pretty cool.
Hmm.
Um so yeah, I want to say that definitely skyrocketed my skill level for sure.
Yeah. And so you were in the military for a year and a half, roughly?
I went in. I guess I left home January last year and I came back August last year. So
Oh, okay. So
yeah,
a half, like,
eight,
7
7,
months.
8. Yeah, Yeah,
Okay.
a good chunk of time. Yeah.
Nice. And then you were still able to play kendama?
While in the military, or like,
Yeah, while in the military, like
yeah,
up to 20
yeah.
months.
So I lived by myself. I had a roommate, but he had gone on deployment pretty soon after we had moved in.
Mhm.
And so he was like across the country. I don't even know where the dude was, but he wasn't
Yeah.
there. And I was home alone in an apartment. I'm 19 years old. I have, I got a paycheck coming in every 2 weeks, and I am living life, right? I mean, I was going to work. It was hard. It was hard work, the military. And I was a grunt, so they made me do all the boring, stupid stuff that nobody wants to do. Um, but I would go to work. I was an opener, kind of, if
Mhm.
I guess that's what you would call it in regular terms. I was up at 4:30. I was up at 4:30 because I started at 5:30. So I was up at 4:30. I made my food, made my coffee, whatever. I threw my uniform in my bag, my boots and everything, because I would have to ride my bike through Oakland. And Oakland's
Mhm.
a really, really bad place to be. And they didn't really like military members. So I made sure to stay safe. So I would ride through there, uh, go to work 5:30, um, do whatever they wanted me to do. I kind of, really I was saying it, you disobey a direct order, kind of toast. Um,
Yeah.
so, I did everything that they told me to do. And then I'd get off around, if it was a regular day, I'd get off 1:30 or 3-ish. And then I'd go home, drink some water, maybe take like a 30-minute nap, just close my eyes, and I wake back up and I would go sesh
Yeah.
until like 8 p.m.
Mhm.
like late every night, like till the sun went down. And yeah, it was super cool. It was super, super cool getting to do that. I leveled up insanely
Yeah.
after that. So that went on, that schedule went on for about the entire time I was there until I left. Yeah. And I didn't have a car because, I was in the Bay Area and I was a grunt, so you don't get paid a lot. So I had a bike. So I'd be biking to and from work and stuff. And I hadn't really done anything that crazy, like that intensive on my legs before. So it was 6.3 to work, 6.3 back. So it's 12.6 in total, 5, 6
Miles?
days a week. Yeah. Yeah.
Dang.
12.6 miles every day.
Wow.
It wasn't insane, but it's also, it adds up at the end of the week.
Yeah.
And my body definitely felt it. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Great experience. My legs got huge. I was like, and I was eating so much at the Chipotle right next to where I live. They gave a 50% discount to military members.
Oh my.
So I got $30 worth of Chipotle for $15 pretty much every weekday. So I was like, I think when I came home, I was like 225 and my legs were just giant, dude. And I
Dude,
was like, I had like a
at that
tan.
point, you're getting half off at Chipotle. That's literally cheaper than buying groceries, like
No,
by a lot.
dude, it was. I did the math and it
Like,
was. It
it's
was so
definitely
sick.
way cheaper. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Bang
was
for a
awesome.
buck for
So
sure. That's massive.
yeah. I got the chips, I got the double meat, I got everything. They already knew my order when I walked in.
Oh yeah.
um, so yeah,
Wow.
so I did that. Seshed really hard, and then on Sundays I would go to the San Jose sessions.
Mhm.
And that was awesome. My first one, I met Miguel in person and Ben and I had met Adrian before, but it was still cool to see him again. I missed him. Um, but when I met Miguel, like it was we just clicked, man. Like that dude is so good. And he's very consistent. And
Mhm.
after not having played down for like 2 months and then coming back, being a little rusty, and then seeing this dude just lace like the lines he puts on TikTok, like nothing, like butter. It was really cool. And then getting to meet Ben for the first time was also fangirl, total fangirl. He walked up and me and Miguel were talking, and I was like, dude, Miguel, don't move. Ben Harold's right there, bro. It's like what? Like it's just Ben, dude. And then Ben's like, okay, I won't move. And he's just staying there. And I was like, no, 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 him. And then I got so embarrassed and I just walked away. And like I was like a total
What?
fangirl, dude. It was so stupid, bro. I was like, oh. And then I finally calmed down. And then at the end of the session, I said hi to him. He goes, "You're weird, dude. Like just say hi. Like you're fine." And ever since then, yeah, they're like family to me. They've really, really helped me in everything that I've done in kendama.
Yeah.
And I want to say I'm from SoCal, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I seshed with the NorCal people more than I think anybody I've ever seshed with. And those people are like family. You know, they are awesome. So yeah,
Yeah.
so that was pretty much my time in the military. Seshed with the San Jose guys. Went to San Francisco a couple times, filmed. It's kind of sketchy. And yeah, gnarly work schedule.
Yeah, there you go. So people listening, Nate Wilcox in the military for 8 months was still able to play kendama. So no worries there. And yeah, and everybody can be a Grom at one point, can be a little fanboy at one point in their life. No matter how good they get, we've all been there. Okay. And Nate just shared a first-hand story from him at the San Jose sessions up in yeah, Norcal. So yeah, there no shame in that. We've all been there. Um yeah, thanks for sharing that with us, Nate. And
Yeah, dude.
before that,
Okay.
actually, you go, Zach. No, you're fine.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to, so you did mention in that story that you moved close to Adrian Esteban, and you mentioned that you experienced a very big level up. Like you felt like that was a turning point in your Kendama journey.
Yeah,
And so
definitely.
I wanted to ask you anyway, it's like maybe you can go more in depth on that because from my experience with knowing who you are, seeing your tricks, I feel like I didn't even know you until a little over a year ago. I didn't even know
Yeah,
who you were. But then I come to find out that you've also been playing you were 8 years into that point.
yeah,
Um, so that was really surprising to me. I was like, one, how have I never heard of this guy? Two, this guy's really like really, really good at Kendama. And ever since then, I swear you've just been on a rip, like a massive tear. And so, you talked about your story, origin story coming up. Can you identify and maybe go in depth on a point you've already mentioned, like a pivotal point in your chronometry that you can remember, whether it be a point or like a certain time period where you just notice a difference in your skill level, playability, inspiration, just interesting kendama, all of that.
yeah, yeah. So definitely. Actually, it goes back a little bit to the beginning of last year. I want to say last January. It was at Murrieta Kendama Fest. I was talking. I had just like lost the match for third place. Um, and like the comp had just ended. Kevin and Kelvin battled for first, and Kelvin took it. And they both kind of pulled me aside after everyone we took all our pictures and stuff. And
Mhm.
they kind of one by one. Kevin was like, "Dude, I don't know if you know this, but you have eyes on you now. So make sure you're shredding. You're doing what you got to do. But just know, like, I know you're like he told me like he knew I was grinding for like just to get sponsored, just to win comps and stuff. He was like, I know you're grinding, and just know like after today you have eyes on you, bro. And I was like, cool. And at the time I didn't really realize what he was saying, but after the fact I was like, wow, no, he was, from my understanding, he was saying like I was on the radar, like people were gonna, know who I was after that. And he was right, you know, like a lot of cool stuff happened after that. A lot of people started following me. I got tagged on a Soul Kendamas post. They posted the podium, and I was like, oh, I was so stoked. It was really cool. And ever since that moment, it was kind of like like a prophecy. And I was like, dude, Kevin DeSoto says you're gonna be something. You better be something, you know. And so yeah, I ever since then I kind of was like, okay, I can do this. This guy's seen the greats. He's watched them all. He's been everywhere. And if he's saying that, I'm gonna take his word for it.
Yeah.
So ever since then, that made me kind of believe in myself.
Mhm.
And I was just like, okay, you know what? I think I'm gonna start taking this like to the next level. I
Mhm.
want to make younger me proud.
There you go.
You know, like I say it a lot. Like 11-year-old me is freaking out right now. I say that all the time. and it's true. Like at comps and stuff, I'll be like, oh my gosh, dude, Christian Fraser. Like, um,
So funny.
like, yeah, I I'm just trying to make my younger self proud. You know, just get to the highest level I can. I want to make it to as many comps as I can this year. Um,
Yeah.
I need to. I want to take first at something. I don't care what it is. I just need first. I've gotten second and third so many times that I'm just like, that'll be enough.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but that
Yeah.
was the pivotal point in my career.
There you go. Yeah, and you keep referencing your younger self there, and I know your younger self was also on a tap mission. I know right now you are regarded as one of the best tappers in the US, clearly. And I want you to fill us in a little bit on your tap history, just who you were looking up to at that time, and what you were doing back then, just under the radar, right? Because I don't know if you were on Instagram. I don't know if you were on social media as much. So just give us a little rundown before you became It's Nate Mate on Instagram. Because I know we've talked about it before. I want the viewers to know.
Definitely. Yeah. So before I was It's Nate Mate, I actually evolved. I was Nate Dog 237. That was my Minecraft username. People on my baseball team used to call me Nate Dog. I had this Coach Dennis. I don't know where he is, but he was the GOAT. He'd be like, Nate Dog. I was like, oh
There you
shit.
go.
I got up to the plate and I'd hit a grounder and get out immediately, but I was hyped.
He's like, Nate Dog. Nate Dog always pulling through my team. Always pulling through for my team.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
But yeah, so before that, yeah, I was a little Grom, dude. I want to say it was my tap inspiration, Caden Weller. Not a lot of new guys know about him. I mean, some probably do. They're like, oh, that's the kid that hit that went inward stilt and then dropped the mic and left. It's because
Inward
Sweets
BB.
posted it.
Border balance.
Yeah. Oh, did I say stilt?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I meant border balance. Yeah, it was border balance. It was ridiculous. And yeah, so watching him tap, I just like couldn't comprehend it. I was like, what is going on? Because the only reference or tutorial that I had in 2017 was a video from Uriel Sanchez. I don't know if anybody knows who that is. I think he's from, I don't know where exactly he's from, but he would show up to the Dom and the D events.
Michigan, maybe?
Michigan. Yeah, I think so. I'm not completely sure, but that dude's tutorials, shout out him. Okay, because that's how I am where I am today. That guy's the GOAT. Um so yeah, I saw Caden Weller and then I saw Liad tapping and I was like, dude, these guys are like tiny. These guys are like my age. These guys are like, this Ken's floating, and I couldn't understand what it was. It was insane. So I was like, okay, I gotta try this. And at first I was like, I need the perfect kendama for this. I can't do this without the perfect setup. That was my mentality. I was like 13, 14, at 13. I think it was 13. And I was like, okay. I didn't really have my own phone until the end of middle school. So I would take my dad's phone, like, Dad, can I borrow your phone, please? Please. I had a tablet. I had a Kindle Fire, and that's what I would like film some just grimy looking clips on, man. It was like this big. And um so yeah, I borrowed my dad's phone. It was like an older Samsung, and this is like 2017. Um didn't have a lot of storage. And my dad was like, bro, you got like 5 minutes, maybe, if you're good. I was like, oh no. And it wasn't because he was a hard ass, he just needed it for work. So I was like, okay. So I went out there, and then I have like one clip that I'm actually proud of from back then. It's on my Instagram. It's like a quad tap jug bird, and I think that took like sub 5 minutes. But because I was like, okay, I got to drill this. I got to get this as perfect as possible for the film, because I want to post this. It was like a flipgram edit. I put 21 Savage in the back, and it's like flashing lights. It's it's grimy looking, man. It's like a musically edit.
That's so funny.
But that really wasn't what I could do. After watching them for, I want to say a while, I want to say like late 2017 to early 2018 ish. I don't remember the exact time. I don't want to quote myself on that, but I hit like 10 tap all the way back then, like when those guys were hitting it. But I didn't have a camera that I could actually film myself with. I didn't have enough time with the camera, to film that. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. And then it kind of discouraged me a lot. And then that was right as I was starting to get like solid with that kind of stuff. I kind of started losing interest because kids at school were bullying me, giving me crap. And I thought, chicks and skateboarding was just way cooler. I sucked at skating and I wasn't that great with the ladies. So neither of those worked out. So I was like, you know what? Let me go back to kendama. And, it went great. So
Wait,
yeah,
so you got discouraged. You got discouraged because you hit 10 tap, but wasn't able to post it, and that kind of spiraled with other stuff with the people like giving you shit, and then at school. Is that what I'm hearing?
so yes, and like another little part, it was more for me because I just felt that because I was at that skill level, I was like, I need to be pro. I need like a pro model. I need to send this video into Kusa, like, and then I had gone for like a sponsorship with Pineapple when they first started, and they told me like kick rocks, kid.
Yeah.
Like not in a rude way, but I was like, I sent them in a terrible video. It was like 2 clips, and the video's filmed all weird because my buddy was filming it, and it was like on an iPod. A lot of things kind of contributed to it, but I myself just I felt very entitled. It was kind of not the right way to go about it. I just thought it was like, okay, I'm this good. I should be on a team. And then I didn't post any clips, but I knew I was that good, but nobody else did. And I just felt like I needed recognition. So yeah, that's kind of what spiraled. It was the fact that I didn't get any recognition, and I was just in the wrong headspace for sure.
Right.
And what got you out of that? Like, was it just continuing to play? Because I mean, you said you get like chicks and skateboarding didn't work out, but kind of what was actually what was going on in there in your mind, and how did you develop from that point to the person you are now? Because that's not, I feel like that's a very relatable story that most people are going to want to hear, because I feel like a lot of people have gone through that or are maybe going through that right now for our players.
Yeah, definitely, man. So kendama is like the only thing that I've been like really good at. Like I like guitar. I play it for fun. It's cool. Been training jiu-jitsu my whole life. I'm not a phenom. I'm not anything crazy. I'm decent at it, but that's because I've been doing it for 13 years. That's that's not really fair. But kendama was something that has taught me a lot, and I really like could get good at it. And it wasn't like skating where like if you go for something crazy, you could break your leg and you can't recover from it. Dama, you drop your kendama, worst thing is your kendama breaks or you stub your finger. Maybe you hit yourself in the eye. Big whoop. Um, but yeah, kendama's like it's kind of saved me in a way. It's definitely got me through a lot. It's my escape, but it's also like kind of like my sport. Um, like I think it was one of the podcasts you guys did. It was talking about kendama as a sports mindset in Japan. Um, there's one that Nick did, and I was listening to that, and I kind of related to it a lot because, I mean, I had friends and stuff, or I had friends when I was younger and stuff that I would hang out with, and I would do things. But when I was alone, I had my alone time and everything. I maybe play video games. It was mostly kendama. You know, I played video games for like a good chunk in the beginning of high school and the middle school, but that kind of subsided, and kendama's been like the main thing since I was 11, and I'm almost 20 now.
Yeah.
So definitely I want to say to people that are like, getting down on themselves or not wanting to play as much,
Yeah.
you don't have to do anything crazy. Like people that are getting discouraged filming crazy clips, just remember why you picked it up, you know? Like
Yeah.
it's fun. It's fun. Remember that. If you can't have that in your head, then you're not, you need to take a step back, you know?
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
Now for myself, it's a little different. If I'm not having fun playing kendama, it's mostly because like I'm grinding for a comp, and you know, I want to win, so I don't really care. I'm
Yeah.
like I am totally coming for everything, everyone. I don't really care who it is. You can be my friend. That's cool. We're friends before and after the comp, but during, I'm gonna take your head off, and that's just that. You know, like all the respect. I mean, absolutely no disrespect to any of my opponents, but I'm there to win.
Yeah. Absolutely, Nate. We can just go into that a little deeper. You were talking about taking people's heads off just now, and yeah, ETB 2024 just a couple months ago. People definitely knew that. You didn't have to tell them. They knew their heads were going to get taken off just by seeing you on stage, walk around, pacing, head down, cap covering your eyes. You know, you don't really know what this guy's about, but you know he's there to just not mess around and just kill. You know, he's just going. He's a killer. Um, and so people were really commenting on that presence you were leaving up there, and you did well, right? You made top 16. I'm thinking.
Yeah. Me, Zach, and Edwin all got up there.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, yeah. Good job on that. And so have you always been like that, or what was different this time?
Yeah. So, you know, like there's these trends on TikTok and Instagram stuff, people talking about their villain arc. I think that's kind of cheesy. But it also is kind of true in a sense. Like, you know, something stupid happens to you, and you kind of use it as a form of motivation, you know. And
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. A lot of stuff happened to me last year. A lot of good things, a lot of bad things. You know, I got discharged. I wanted to make a career out of the military. Um, got out of a really long relationship. That was pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
Got screwed over a couple times. Just a lot of things kind of hit me like a truck last year. And I was like, dude, I'm coming back in full force. Like my
Mhm.
last year of competing too was like, it was solid. You know, I felt like I had a pretty good performance. I got destroyed at P&W Open, but that's a different story. ET took it down, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, a lot of crazy stuff happened, and I was just like, dude, I'm fed up. I'm so nice to everybody, and like it's not really like I can be respectful, but I don't have to be super nice, you know? And
Yeah.
I was like, I don't really give a shit how you feel. Like, not to anybody in particular, but I was like, I don't care. I'm here to win. Okay. We'll worry about your feelings after the match. Okay. I don't care. I'm here to win. Let's get to work. And once I kind of shut my emotions out, and it wasn't when I was on stage, it wasn't anger, it wasn't malice. It was just, dude, just straight business. You know, I was there to compete. And after I kind of shut my brain off in a sense, if that makes any sense, um, yeah, I kind of turned it on, and that was like so much fun. I've never gotten to do that at a comp before. I kind of did it a little bit last year at CKC.
Mhm.
I got top three, yeah, I on the podium. I lost to Miguel one match and Alex Mitchell the other. But that one I was still kind of trying to be buddy buddy with everyone, and I was like,
What does that look like for you? What is Buddy Nate? What is that?
I'm just, you know, I'm being nice. I'm shaking hand, like I'm looking like Edwin up there, you know,
Wow. Okay, you're really
like
buddy.
yeah, well, a little less than that because he's got a lot of energy, but um, yeah, you know, I was kind. I was just like, oh, good job, bro, and then I was just okay. You know what?
Wow.
That's enough of that. Yeah,
Wow. You're talking about your attitude on stage.
yes.
Right. Okay. I see
Yeah,
now.
off stage, I am friends with everybody. A lot of
Yeah.
people were scared of me. It was it's really funny. I promise I'm really nice. If you guys come up to me at events, I'll say what's
Yeah.
up. Don't be scared.
I see.
But if we're on the stage, you know, just walk in.
Yeah.
Um,
There you go.
yeah. Sorry, I
Okay.
forgot to clarify that.
No, no.
Yeah. Shoot,
Nice.
where
Yeah,
was
yeah.
I?
There's people who take it different ways. Like Edwin, you have so far on this side of the spectrum. Like, hey, she's like high fiving you every single time. Like you land a trick or you get a point, and it's it's on the other side of the spectrum, you've got Nate Wilcox, who doesn't really care about anything or what you do. It's just 3 point. He wants 3 points and wants to get out of there. So, yeah,
Yeah.
man.
And I think you're talking to, if anybody can kind of to relate to how you do comp and how you're feeling up there, I would like to say, I mean, I think I can speak for Nick when I say that both of us, that's kind of how we approach comp. Maybe not in the same
Oh, yeah.
mannerisms as you. We're not as like I don't think Nick and I are pacing at all. I mean, we might look a little more in light, in terms of like, if you're the dark.
Yeah.
But I used to get those comments all the time, and Nick did. I know Nick did too. I mean, I remember always competing. People would say to me that you just look like you're in the zone up there, in the sense that you like are just full on. This is strictly business. And even this year at
Yeah.
freestyle, I had George George said this to me after I went to hype up the crowd, and I don't really usually do that. I usually just lock in.
Yeah, I know.
And I went to hype up the crowd in some of my matches, and then George commented after, he's like, "Oh yeah, actually looks like he's having like fun up there." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, man, it did. You look like you're having a blast.
And so that's not what I usually do, and that's not what I've usually done. And so Nick and I definitely know what you're talking about. And and you're talking about something that feels right to you, right? This is not a overall, this is going to be the best way for everybody. This just sits well with you, and you've learned through experience where you are trying, what feels right for you in the competition setting. Like you've tried in the past, like high-fiving people after they score a point on you, probably, which I don't care who you are. I've literally never even I've never really understood that. And obviously it's most players common courtesy to kind of fist bump each other mid trick. I don't really do that unless someone offers it to me, but
Yeah.
I get it. I get why. Like I totally understand. I've never really, I mean, well, I kind of don't, but it's because we were competing. But yeah, dude. So it seems like you found like what works really well for you. And it was funny to hear that people were I heard it multiple times, like instantly, like, dude, Nate looks scary up there. Or like, dude, Nate, that guy's scary to play. And like Josh Kim said that. And I was like, oh yeah, why? He was like, yeah, he just wasn't looking at me, pacing. I was like, yeah, man, he's in it. Like he's in it, and he's in it like his mental is fully there. And yeah, dude, and people, and that you have every right to like use that to your advantage too, because that's gonna freak some people out. That's actually gonna freak some people out, and I totally did at battle. So I think it's great, dude. That it's great. It's one less thing to worry about, right? You check off how you're going to compete. You check off like, I know this works for me. Let's get into it. Like that's one less thing you need to worry about besides practicing.
Yeah, that was a huge thing for sure. Yeah, battle was a crazy experience. It was my first battle. I had never gone before. I'd watched it, since I can remember. But competing in it, seeing all the big heads there, and like I met Marty for the first time. I was like, this dude has podiumed at like every KWC in the past 4 years. It's terrifying. I think everyone but 2021. I think he didn't. I don't remember the exact statistics, but he's good. I was like, dude, he's so small. And I was like, all the Japanese players. I was like, wow, this is insane.
Yeah.
And just seeing like all these different styles of play and all of these varying skill levels, it was overwhelming. I the first day, freestyle day, or actually the day before, Burl, that was sick. So Zach and I met up first time, took the legendary photo. We're never taking another one, by the way. We can't top it.
We can't.
It was a really cool experience, and meeting all these different players that I hadn't met before, and seeing them play in real life was awesome. And that was a really cool thing about competing too. Because I've gotten a good chance. I've gotten a good couple chances to compete. I've been very fortunate. I've been able to go up against a handful of different styles of opponents, and it's kind of desensitized me to comp, like, which I'm super grateful for, and I think it's definitely very advantageous, like, for myself. When I get up there now, I'm not really fazed by who's in front of me anymore. I'm just ready to go. Some matches I played like crap, at battle. Some matches I killed it, you know. But I am thankful that I can say it didn't have anything to do with the player and just more like what was going on with me and like, you know, how I was playing, you know. So that was cool. And yeah, battle was dope. I think
Yeah,
that was kind of the end of my rant there.
there you go. Yeah, and then you got to meet Zach and the rest of the GStandards members.
Oh yeah,
So
GStandards all day.
just so flexing right there. Yeah, I was bummed to be the only one to not see you guys, but I'll be glad to meet most of you this year as well. Hopefully all. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so Battle of the Border was huge for you. I think a lot more people became aware of you there too as well. But you know, during the past, let's just say 6 to 8 months, you know, I feel like you've been on this new tear. You know, I think I first found out about you at the beginning of last year, and oh, I was like, who's this? It's an 8 mate guy, and then I saw you do like a 8 tap jug something handle stall. Maybe it was a Sargrim handle. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I was like, oh, this guy can actually play. Oh, he's actually kind of good. He's just a random kid though that I've never seen, but he lives in America, so that's really cool. But you know, as the time has gone on, and you know, we started actually talking a lot more in October, but I think around that time. But yeah, the past 6 to 8 months, you know, what's been going on? What's new? Because you've been posting. 28 tricks later was that was just another day in the office for Nate Wilcox, you know. So it's just been a day for the past 6 to 8 months. What's going on?
Yeah. So I want to say it's been 6 months now. It was right as I had just been told that I was getting discharged. My chief pulled me into his office and he was like, "Hey Wilcox, got some bad news. You're getting discharged. Here's the papers. Get out of my office." I was like, "Sick. Okay." Dreams shattered all over the floor. Totally like just bombshell. I didn't know what the hell to do. But I was like, I'm having really fun, like really a lot of fun with kendama, and I made a good chunk of friends through it. I'm gonna have to move back home. You know, all these things are going through my head, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna focus on school and kendama.
Yeah.
So still working on school. I have a lot of stuff to sort out with the military before I can actually get to that, but I'm working right now. And kendama's been kind of the top priority. Just taking care of my body so I can still compete. And
Yep.
yeah, kendama's been it's been my main priority for the past 6 7 months, 6 to 8 months, I guess. Yeah, because I was starting to film quite a bit because I lived by myself and everything. And then it just started to pick up more and more as I got home. I hit it was September of last year. I think I don't know if the first one had been done before or not. It might have been May. But I hit my first NBD, which was sick. I hit a 4 tap jug stunt fast to bird.
Yeah.
So that was cool. And then in September I hit 6 tap stunt fast to bird. And I was like, holy crap, dude.
Yeah.
Like now I know how Caden Weller felt when he hit that 10 tap at Camp Kendama. Like this is crazy. And that kind of just made me hungry. I was like, dude, I want more now. I gotta keep doing this. And yeah, ever since then I was just like, I want to just push the limits of what I can do. And I just kind of started going in small increments, leveling up my taps. Definitely that's kind of what everybody knows me for. That's my thing. You know, it's my whole game. It's my favorite thing to do with a kendama.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hit like I started leveling up pretty well. I want to say October is when I felt that I was, you know, starting to really come into who I want to be. I hit like I was going through this variation of a tap sandwich. It was 3 tap, throw 6 tap, throw 3 tap, and I did it to handle stall, then bird, then stunned fast. And then I did 4 6 4 to bird, handle, stun fast. Then I did 4 8 4, and I was like, oh shit. This is getting like serious. This is hard. This is really hard. But like I kind of took a second and I looked back and I looked at all the things I had done over like a 2 month period, and I was like, whoa, this is dope. I like leveling up this much.
Yeah.
and it felt good. You know, I wasn't getting burnt out. I was filming like crazy amounts, but I was like, this is fun. Like this is probably the most fun I've ever had with kendama. And that's saying something because, you know, I played 6-7 hours a day when I was younger, like ridiculous amounts. So yeah, I guess I've just really started to enjoy it more. I've kind of leaned on it more as like a therapy, kind of, I say. You know, like when I go sesh, if I have them, I usually get like these 18 packs of yerbas. And every couple of sessions, I'll grab one out of the case. I'll charge up my GoPro or my phone, whichever one I have. I have my old phone as well. I use like an iPod. So I can listen to music while I'm filming with this one.
Nice.
You know, I'll throw all my stuff in my bag. I'll either go in my backyard or there's like a park really close to my house, and I'll go walk and I'll just go film for like 3-4 hours. And I'll have like one thing. I'll kind of sesh for about 30 minutes, warming up and trying to figure out what I want to do, and then I'll just go into it. And I will just go until I can get it, or I can get something close to it. And if I don't like it, I won't post it, and I'll just So I've enjoyed filming. I've enjoyed leveling up and getting to compete and connect with other players, I think is what has really kind of started the so-called terror.
Tear.
You
Yeah,
know?
and on this tear, you know, first off, yeah, it's been extremely evident that you've been on one, and you know, and kind of not even super recently, but more semi recently, you've been on this tear with you know, by repping 365. You know, you rep 365 extremely hard.
I'm
Awesome
saying,
company. Stod, June, Nick, and I are all great friends. Yeah, dude. And what obviously seems like 365 is like the main brand you're repping out there right now, which is sick.
yeah.
What drew you to that company? What was it? Whether it be their kendamas, their team, their brand, maybe the culture that they, you know, that they showcase on social media and within their players. What was that drew you in?
Yeah, so definitely with 365, initially it was just the fact that June and Stod were making a company. I was like, I thought the world was falling apart in 2022. I was like, Stod left Grand Theory? Is he quitting Kendama? What's going on?
Yeah.
And then June's like, something big's coming. He put it on his story, and then they both like at the same time were like 365 Kendama. Boom. And I was like, holy shit, this is so cool.
Yeah.
When I was younger, COTK like were my best friends in a sense. You know, like I never met any of them. I never been to an event, but I watched all those videos so many times through. Every Halloween actually, I um I watch all the Halloween edits. They're just so funny because it's like it's kendama, it's honage, shredding, but it's also like they're just friends and they're just hanging out. And I was like, I want to be like that. I want a crew, you know. I want people to sesh with like that are good, you know. And that's what kind of drew me in when I was younger. And then when they were like, "Yo, we're making a company," I was like, "Okay, that's sick." I bought like their Sulab collab immediately because I just had money to blow. You know, I wasn't paying rent or anything, and I was like, "Dude, yeah, $100 gone, toast." I got like the Vader one. I ended up selling it on FKT like
You
an
got the
idiot.
Vader?
Yeah, yeah. No, I was
Oh.
refreshing the page like the second it started. Yeah,
Oh. Yeah. There you
yeah.
go.
It was the black and red one. It was super cool. So yeah, my love kind of started there, and then at Battle 2023 they released Edwin as a pro ET mod, or it was a shred mod at the time, and I was like, whoa, this kid is crazy. This guy's really good. This guy's really good. And they just made him pro. I don't know if anybody else was on the team at the time. I know they had added him. I don't know. I could pay closer attention. I'm not sure, but from my knowledge, it was Edwin was the pro on the team. And I was like, I watched his edit, and his opening trick is quad tap, jug, quad late goon, jug, quad tap, jug, wing. I've tried the wing on the V1 shape. It doesn't wing.
Doesn't
And
work.
he did that on the craziest line ever. He ended it to wing and it wobbled, but he saved it. And I watched his whole edit so many times through. I bought the mod, and I hit my first on film 10 tap with that. Because I'm older now, I got my own camera. I was like, dude, I could go for this because I was playing with the shape and it was just boom, 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 boom. It was going insane. So that initially is what drew me in, kind of the fact that I looked up to them so much when I was younger.
Yeah.
And also their shape is insane. I was like, this is awesome. And then it wasn't, I didn't get any other setups from them. I was grinding for a different company after I had, gotten the Edwin mod, and I was getting Kens from them and stuff. But that ended up not working out. Just unfortunate circumstances. It is what it is. And then I was like, okay. Then I got sponsored by another company. That didn't work out. It was very, very short lived. And then I met June. I met June and Edwin and Stod all at the same sesh at the PNW Open. I got invited to compete in the freestyle in that. I didn't do so hot. I got like 1 6 tap and a cloud bounce tap trick, but nothing else. June ended up going to take second out of the whole thing, and he took me out first round. It was so cool. But I met them, and it was the jam day, the day before the comp. And as I'm walking up, I saw June and I saw Edwin, and I was just like, I like froze. I didn't know what to do. And I was just walking up to him, and June was like, dude, I've seen you on Instagram. You're sick. You shred. I was like, yo, hold on. That's not how this is supposed to go. I'm supposed to fangirl over you. And it was so cool. It was so cool. I've looked up to that dude since I was freaking this tall. I was 11 or 12, And I found out about Edwin pretty recently, but I was still fangirling over him. And then Stod came up to me out of nowhere while I was talking to some other homies and just took a picture of me. I was like, oh, you're Nick Stod. Oh my God. And fangirling, losing it. I ended up getting dinner with them that night. They were just like, yeah, you come on with us. We're going to get dinner. Marquise, Kesey on Kusa Tribe, took care of me, drove me over there with them, kind of adopted me for that day. It was super cool of him. So yeah, I ended up hanging out with all them. I went and got dinner, and about 10 minutes in, I was like, dude, these guys are awesome. Like, they're not like the stuff in the videos, they're not acting, they're not goofing off. I mean, they're not like faking it. Like, it's real, they're just cool dudes. And we all kind of just collectively just clicked. It was Jeffries, Stod, June, Edwin, I think Weatherall, James Weatherall, and Schneebs. I don't know if he was at the dinner, but we did see him later that night. And I hung out, we had dinner, and we just clicked. Like, it was immediate. We were just really, really hitting it off. We were like stacking damas and shit while the waitress was bringing our food. And me and Edwin were the youngest at the table. So everyone else is getting drinks and stuff, and we got chicken tenders and fries. And they were all like, you guys are nerds, fucking babies. And then they were like, can we have some of your chicken tenders, please? It was pretty funny. It was just a good time. We really hit it off. Then we went to a homie's house after that over there in Spokane. And we hung out till like, I want to say 1 a.m. And then I was staying with the homie Dom Fig, shout out him. So he ended up taking me to the crib, and we dipped about 1-ish, but they were up till like 4 going to bars. But it was a good time, and they were really, really fun to be around. So
basically it sounds like this PNW Open, like, this is what changed the game for you. That really solidified your decision to be like, I want to rep this company because I really like the guys.
Yeah, they hooked it up. I the next day was the comp day, and I went and just grabbed a couple Kens from them because I was like, this is sick. You guys are selling them? Yeah, I'm gonna buy them. And I started seshing them, and I was like, these are insane. And pretty much ever since then, I was like, these guys are just really cool people. Not only are they like good friends, but they're kendama shred. So gotta rep, you know, and also they're legends, you know, just all these things kind of stacked on top of each other. And yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah, 365. I mean, look, you got the shirt on right now.
shirt, got the Dom right here. Oh,
Oh, the
yeah,
new loop
shout out,
here.
you know what I'm saying?
Six.
Stod blessed me with a couple of those, just like, here
Yeah.
you go, you rep pretty hard, so have them.
There you
I was
go.
like, thank you, Stod. So I
Keep 'em
was
up.
totally geeking.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, grinding super hard for that. Don't know
Yeah.
what's gonna happen with that, but I am stoked to see what happens, even if nothing
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I'm sure
yeah,
I don't know. It seems like you're repping really hard and ever since PNW. You know, I kind of relate to that experience. Chilling with the team and chilling with pros for the first time that I looked up to and getting dinner with them and it feeling all surreal, like, wow, we're in the same house right now, we're in the same restaurant right now, we're at the same
yeah,
table, we're ordering the same food. It's insane. Like we're all real people. You guys, you know, it's crazy. It's a crazy feeling. And I definitely felt that same feeling when I was 14. But this is after Zach and I had joined Sweets, but yeah, we
Mhm.
were able to go after a competition called Battle in Seattle, 2014. After the competition was over, got to go where they were staying in the hotels, and yeah, it was just crazy to be in the same room as them. So
Yeah,
I can totally relate to that feeling. It's just like, wow, we're all just like they're real people, you know. It's not the videos.
yeah.
They're just
It's surreal, man. Yeah,
yeah, dude. So no, I'm sure you're repping hard and yeah, good things will come if you just keep doing so. And yeah, keep pumping
yeah,
out. Just keep being on this tear, you know. Things are only good things are gonna happen.
yeah. I'm just gonna keep it longest going tear. You know,
Yeah.
see what we can get,
Eternal
bro.
tear.
Yeah.
Yes, I like
Eternal
that
tear
more.
2024 at least. So yeah, Nate. Real quick before we move on to the other questions, I just want to this is kind of a random, but you are so the other things besides Konami you are into or we're into are just we got a couple talks about baseball, some
Yeah,
guitar. You got the military experience. You're
yeah.
from California. You did. And is there anything else you in jiu-jitsu, of course, 13 years of that. Anything are
I'd
those
love to hear more about that.
yeah, your main
Oh,
interests?
Like
What
jujitsu.
okay, there we
yeah,
go.
definitely. Um, well, real quick, for Nick, your question. Other interests, I don't really have much. I play guitar a
Okay,
lot. And I sesh Dama. I don't know. I like Stranger Things. I was just watching that before we hopped on the pod.
there we
Um,
go. Okay.
yeah. I don't really know. I like plants. I have a lot of plants.
Oh, there you
Got
go.
some hanging ones. Got a cactus. Got a bonsai tree. You know, I got this
Wow.
one that looks like Swiss cheese.
I've
It's actually on the
never yeah.
Dama.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're playing
Yeah.
okay, nice.
Yeah.
And then yeah,
Up
could you give us
there.
a little bit about oh wow, you really are about it. Yeah, tell us a little more about jujitsu before we go any further with anything else. I want
Yeah,
to hear more.
yeah, definitely. I feel like a lot of people don't really know that about me. I have like one post on my Instagram about it, but yeah, so I've been training my whole life. My dad started a couple months before I was born. Um, and I started in 2011. I was 7 years old, and my dad was like, you know, you're not doing baseball right now. You're gonna do this, and I was like, I don't want to. He's like, good thing I didn't ask. Um, so yeah, oh, sorry, had to up the brightness there for a second. Yeah, I didn't really like it at first. I'm gonna be completely honest. I was like, this sucks. I don't get to go home and play like Mario Bros or whatever I was doing when I was like 7. You know, I was like, I want to go hang out with my neighbors. I want to go drink water from the hose, go do just like random 7-year-old things, you know. And I didn't like it for a long time, but I knew it, you know. I knew what to do, how to do it, just because I had been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
And it kind of frustrated me initially. I was like, I have to go again. Come on. And my brother and I would go with my dad. Um, and we would train our class, then he would help with a couple of them, and then he would teach himself, then he would train. It'd be like 5 hours out of our night for like years.
Oh wow.
Um, yeah, like 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I lost count honestly, but it was a long time. And when you're like that young, you get bored pretty quick, so you start harassing people. You're like, got like $5, I can get some food. Do you have food? Can I really like Pringles. Can I have some of your Pringles? Like just stuff like that. So jujitsu was kind of a burden in my eyes when I was younger, and I was like, I don't know when I'm ever going to use this. And then I want to say we were supposed to open in 2017, but 2018, my family opened up a jiu-jitsu school here where I live.
Yeah.
And my dad got his black belt 2016. So he was like, okay, I have the credibility to open my school and everything. So we opened a school 2018. That was the beginning of high school for me. And I started teaching kids when I was 14. Yeah, I started coaching and teaching kids and stuff. And I had my awkward little like younger teenage years where I was like, oh, this is kind of goofy. I've been doing this my whole life, this is whatever, blah, blah, blah. I want to say COVID, I started to get like pretty deep into it because I was getting bigger. I was taller than my dad by that point, I think for a while, but at that point I was like bigger than my dad. And I was like, okay, I'm bigger than my dad. I know jujitsu, should be able to beat him. No. And then my brother started getting like really good. He started taking it serious, and I was like, shit, man, I can't have my little brother beating my ass. This is not a good look.
What's the age difference?
2 years. So he is 17. He's about to be 18. Yeah. And he just got done wrestling. He wrestled from I think his freshman year. His freshman year was COVID, actually. So sophomore to senior year, he wrestled. In his last year, he was the captain of the wrestling team. He was varsity after his first year, and he's like, kid's an athlete,
Yeah.
BMF, bad motherfucker right there, dude. That kid is no joke. And kind of training as I've gotten older, I realized the benefit of it. And I was like, yeah, like I was on the street and I felt like it, like somebody pulled up on me, I could kill them with my hands. And that's kind of crazy to think about, it's not like a flex or anything. I'm not trying to be cool. I'm just saying like, this is what I know, I've been doing it my whole life. Yeah. So yeah, it was it's been kind of a roller coaster, but as I've gotten older, I've like really started to enjoy it. I don't get to do it. I mean, I can, but I don't do it as much just to kind of keep myself safe from injury and stuff because of competing. I want to be, in good shape for Dama and everything. I don't want to like break my arm or anything. But I teach weekdays. I run the kids program with one other guy. Got a couple of different classes that I teach. But yeah, I'm a blue belt. Got 4 stripes. I recently hit 4 years with my blue belt in February 23rd. That was my 4 years having it. And yeah, I mean, jiu-jitsu has been a really big part of my life. I've been around it longer than I've been around Dama or really anything else. Even before I was training, my dad would take me to competitions with him. I'd play on my DS, while he's watching the matches. But it's been really cool. And the more I think about it, as I've gotten older, I've really, really learned to appreciate it. It's a really cool thing to be around and have, and I'm super grateful for it. Yeah.
It sounds like you've reached a point now where you're old enough and you've done for a lot of it with your practicing experience with it. It's so funny how, you told us at the beginning that like, oh, like as soon as your dad asked you like, hey, like, well, we're going to jiu-jitsu, and you're like, no, I don't want to. And then now you're at a point where you probably look back and you're like, thank you, Dad. Like, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you
Dude,
so much for
definitely.
that.
Yeah, we need to clip this part so he can see it. He's gonna lose his mind. He's gonna be so stoked. Like, bro, because I told him, I was like, all right, tomorrow's like the only time that really works. So we gotta work this out. He's like, well, people are calling out sick. I was like, can Mike take my shift? And he was like, talk to him. And my brother was like, dude, you're gonna be on a podcast? Like,
no way.
He was like, dude,
Mike is the brother.
Yeah, my little brother.
There you go. Everyone, his little brother took a shift to get Nate on the podcast.
Clutch.
There you go.
So we're here. Shout out Mike.
And that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And actually, let's touch on one more thing. You know, you mentioned that, yeah, if anybody pulled up on you in the street, that you could kill them with your hands. It's, I know, like, and that, you know, and honestly, I've heard so many people in jiu-jitsu not say that exact same thing, but reference that, hey, like, I have a sense of comfortability here and a sense of ease that not a lot of people, like, comparatively to the rest of the world, have, because they have that skill, because you have that skill, right? If you had
Yeah.
to tell, if you had to recommend somebody a reason to why, as to why to do jiu-jitsu, what would it be? Would it be along the same lines as that feeling, as having that feeling?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, that's definitely a reason for like people that have come in after having something traumatic happen to them, like people that are there to defend themselves. But also like it's fun, dude. It hurts your brain so much. The fact that my 5'7" dad, 45 years old, can beat the piss out of me like with his eyes closed, right? He like nobody's business. I'm 6 foot and 210, and that dude just throws me like I'm a rag doll, you know? And the fact that that is possible, like that's reality, that's a real thing, blows my mind. And it really intrigues me. You know, there's a lot of people that come in the gym sometimes and they're like, you know, big burly dudes, and they come in trying to like, you know, oh, I'm bigger than you, I'll beat the crap out of you, bro. And we'll put them with like one of like the female students that's been there a while, and they'll just roll them up. It's a cool experience. So to somebody that's I guess wanting to get into it, um, I'd say it's really good for stress relief. You will never go in there and do a class and come out feeling worse than you did when you went in. You will always feel better when you leave after you train. Promise you. You know, it's like it's a really good thing. It's changed my life. I feel like I'm a bit desensitized to it because I've been around it so long. But some of the students that have been here since like we opened, like we've been open almost 6 years now, and I've seen people like transform. Like it is really cool to see. So if you want to change your life, if you want to change your life, um, do jujitsu. Give it a shot. You know, the hardest belt to get, we always say, is the white belt. It's kind of overused, honestly, but the hardest belt to get is the white belt because the hardest step is getting on the mats. Because a lot of people don't. Most people really won't ever really try it. So yeah, if you'd like to give it a shot, hit me up. Anybody that's interested in it, be more than happy to answer any questions. And yeah, I don't know. You guys have been talking to me about it a bit on the GStandards stuff, in the chats, and we have a comp this summer that I might do. You know, because the kids are like, Coach, why don't you compete? I haven't competed since
Oh,
22.
no way.
Yeah, I competed October 22 was my first adult comp, and I took first. So I was like, okay, maybe I should do it again before, I get my next belt, or like I'm too old, or you know. So I was
Yeah.
like, it's time. So I'm probably going to compete this summer. I was going to compete in April, but it's the same day as LBKO, so I'll be there competing in that.
Yeah.
But yeah, give jiu-jitsu a shot.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, Coach, what about you competing? That's so amazing. That's so cool.
Yeah, the kids give me shit because I'm at every competition, like yelling at them. They're like, "Why don't you do it?" I'm like, I did it. It's good, kid. Promise. But yeah, I feel like it'll encourage some of my students for sure.
Yeah.
Got a lot of good kids, a lot of just straight up ninjas, man. They're just killers, and they're like, tiny. So,
Yeah.
I want to set a good example for them, and I haven't competed in a long time.
There you go, man. And I think mentally at least, I think you've come a long way probably since the last time you competed, just in general, because
Definitely.
you got all this experience with kendama, right? I mean, look at you and your transformations through that, and it's only going to translate. And so, yeah, man, I think it's a calling. I think that not only the kids wanted you to do it, but I think you yourself know it's the right thing to do, and just want to get back on the mats and get competitive in that scene again. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'd absolutely want to see you do that. I want to see some footage. So. Yeah, keep us updated on that. What month is it going to be?
The competition. I want to say June, like at the
June.
end of June. Yeah, June 30th, actually. That's what it is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool. Yeah, we're all looking forward to that. I hope you compete in that, Nate. I think your kids that you're coaching also will be really, really stoked. But yeah,
Yeah.
guys, that's a little bit about jiu-jitsu, and I really like what you said about the white belt. I think the hardest part is just starting for a lot of things, and people,
That goes for kendama too.
it
Yeah.
goes for everything, man. Yeah, and yeah, it's nothing but facts there. So I'm glad you mentioned that. I was figuring you were going to say something like that, but I'd actually never heard that myself before in jiu-jitsu terms. So that was really
Good.
cool.
Good.
And one more question, by the way, just out of curiosity, you said you've had your blue belt for 4 years,
Yeah.
and I just want to ask, if you don't practice jiu-jitsu or you kind of slack or something, do you lose the belt? Do you kind of go down?
Um, that's a good question. So when I was younger, that happened to me. Because my dad was my instructor.
Ooh.
And he was hard on me because I was lazy. I'm not gonna lie. I was super lazy. I didn't like it, and I was fed up with it. So
Yeah.
anytime I went to do another sport and then I'd come back, he'd be like, "All right, dude, you get a new belt because you lost everything you knew before." And like it would have like my breaks between sports were like months long, like really really long periods of time. So it made sense why he did it. But at the
Mm.
time, I was like, douchebag, come on, bro, can I have my belt? It had a couple stripes on it. Yeah. So um, yeah, that doesn't really happen unless your dad is your instructor. But you will definitely people won't really respect you much if you can't defend your rank. If that at all makes sense. Like if you let's say you have a brown belt and you got some, or I'm not a brown belt. Let's say like a high level blue belt, right? You have a high level blue belt and you come in after not training for like a year, and you get like smoked by like the guy that's been there for 6 months. Like you kind of he's not going to respect you as much because they're holding you to a higher standard because of your rank. So, I mean, you don't really get in trouble or anything. Nobody's going to do anything to you. You're an adult. You can do whatever you want. But just keep in mind, your skill will probably drop if you're not staying consistent.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So, yeah. Does that answer that? Or
Yeah,
you want me to go anything?
100%.
Cool.
Just the way you phrased that when you said you had it for 4 years, I was wondering if that was pretty substantial, if you could like lose rank. But yeah,
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've just been doing it for so long. I'm kind of in the long haul.
yeah, yeah.
I train in and out, but I'm there on the mats every day. I hopped back on the mats like legit for like first time in a while last
Mhm.
Tuesday, just to make sure still knew what I was doing. And yeah, it went well. Went with a couple of the guys, a couple of the youngins. They're not youngins; they're like a couple of years younger than me, but on the mats they haven't been there as long. Tuned up a couple little young guys, and then that's funny. I'm saying young. I'm 19, but
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Then I went with my dad a couple of rounds, just straight up war. That was fun. And then I went with the guy that I teach the kids classes with, but my co-coach. That was a battle. That dude's my size, but he's a little bigger, and he's a brown belt. That was awesome. Yeah, but it definitely made me realize I might need to hop back on the mats a little more. Um, and yeah,
There you go. Awesome, man. Yeah, thanks for filling us in about jiu-jitsu there. And then we can kind of I want to talk about, so back to kendama.
yeah,
I want to talk about, we just covered what you're prioritizing besides kendama, jiu-jitsu, guitar, these things. And now, within the kendama realm, what are some goals and aspirations in kendama that you would like to achieve? Say this year or in the future or going forward. I just want to kind of talk about what you are trying to. Well, let's keep it at 2024 first, and then
yeah.
maybe if it exceeds that, we can go beyond. But
Okay.
what are some aspirations right now?
Yeah, okay. So as far as this year, I'll just start with like the closest thing. I want to win SoCal Royale, both divisions.
Go.
Um just straight up, I I got robbed by the string in that finals match. Like it was so close. I got the entire trick and string just got me. So I was like, I know I had a lot more in me. So I want that competition.
Yep.
That's like my next goal. Um After that, LBKO. That's a huge one. I didn't realize how many heads are going to be popping up there, but that's going to be like a battle in April. in my eyes. Like I'm gonna prepare for it the same as battle.
Yeah.
Along with that, after that, I think there's a gap until September for comps at least, until there's something else announced. So I just want to grind. I don't know, keep repping 365, see what happens.
Yeah.
You know, hoping we're getting somewhere. And
Yeah.
yeah, but that's kind of like a sideline thing, really. The sponsorship thing is like it's cool, but it's like I'm trying to be really good at kendama. That'll
Yeah.
help, but I don't want to like shove it in people's faces. I don't want to be, you know, bugging
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
So yeah, just work on my overall health, sesh with the GStandards folks. I super stoked for that for the next event, next
Yeah.
GStandards thing. You guys just announced it today, right?
Yeah. We
It's
just announced
April.
our intensive event, Kendama in Seattle,
Yeah,
12, April 12th to the 15th. So yeah,
sweet.
looking forward to
Yeah, well,
that.
I definitely want to go to the next one. I will budget that somewhere in there. I want to do that super bad because Nick, we still haven't met in person. So
Yeah. Well, I'll see you in Florida. It might be
that's right.
Florida. Who knows? Yeah. I'll see you soon.
Yeah. Um, with that though, CKC,
Mm.
that event is kind of the most important to me. Because I essentially have a title to defend. I don't know if you call it a title because it's third place, but it's still podium. Um, and I want to go there. I want to win it. Like
Yeah.
like it kind of rubbed me the wrong way when Alex Mitchell won, not because he won. He's super cool. I looked up to him for so long. He's awesome. But the way he prepared was that he didn't. And he kind of went in there and
Yeah.
just checked the tricks as the comp was going on and then won the whole thing. And I was like, dude, what? I've been practicing for months and you just did this like nothing.
Yeah.
So that kind of like set me off. Like I wasn't mad at him, but I was just like, wow, this guy's really good. I
Yeah.
like I need to up my game because he just like was just bored and smoked me. Um, so I guess that not necessarily made me upset, but more motivated me to really get in the zone. Um, and yeah, now I really want to take that comp home. Freestyle went pretty good too. It could have gone better. I lost my second round. I went against Wyatt Bray for my second round, but my first round, I went heads up with Logan Tosta,
Mm.
and I was like, "Oh shit, this guy won battle a couple years ago." And I got to go against him freestyle. I was like, "All right, let's see how this goes." And then I won, and I was like, "Okay, cool." Um, so yeah, so CKC is a huge goal of mine. I want to win that. That's kind of my home comp, you know. It's
Yeah.
literally SoCal. Um, I don't necessarily feel pressure. Like I don't feel like people are like, you need to win this, but it's more from myself. Like I kind of owe it to myself to put on for my home, you know, and really show people what it's all about. Like what I'm all about, what California is all about as far as kendama goes.
There you go. Yeah, CKC. So it sounds like your big aspirations are just winning comps and
Yeah.
obviously getting support from
Oh, and
365.
NACO if it happens.
NACO, of course. Yeah.
Hey, what's the goal for NACO?
I think you already know the deal.
Yeah.
All right,
Coming
Tell
for
us.
it all.
Tell us.
No, okay, I was gonna say I'm gonna win, but wanted to
Some of
make
your
it more
biggest
dramatic.
yeah. Some of your goals and aspirations just seem like winning comps, all the California ones, and then LVKO. You've got that mindset this year, you know, you've got the winning mindset and you're gonna do everything in your power to do that. And then obviously
Yeah. Oh,
support.
and one more thing. I right now hold the American tap record, but I don't have it on film. So I want to get
There you go. What is it?
14 plus. It's 14 right now. I believe Caden Weller did something close to that, but it was on a jumbo. And
Yeah.
I still can't find the video. So a couple people have gotten close, but I'm gonna be the first one to do it. Like I want to be the first one to do it.
Yeah.
I've landed
yeah.
it 3 times.
Wow.
No film, of course, you know, my luck, but I've missed spike on it on film like 4 or 5 times. And I've gotten so close so many times. So I'm hoping to get it soon. I don't know when it's gonna happen. Maybe when 365 comes out with some Ken onlys, I'll just go crazy on those. Like 50 and then just start tapping away in my backyard.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
There you go.
yeah, so I want to set the tap record. And I want to show people that you can get to the highest level if you don't live in Japan. You don't just have to live there to be a world champ.
I love that.
Don't worry. They're coming from the States soon. The world champs will be coming from the States.
Let's
Again.
go.
Yeah.
If I could say it in Japanese, I would, but I don't speak Japanese. So Nick, if you could do that for me.
Maybe we can. Well, maybe we can. Wait, I don't know if anybody's gonna listen.
Yeah, I don't know.
Here,
No, you're
so
good. You're good. No,
I
yeah,
don't
no.
think, yeah. I don't think it'd be.
No, I
Like,
mean right now, just like on Instagram, just be like, "Yo, we're coming for y'all."
Yeah, I'll tag you. I'll be like, yeah, this guy said it. Yeah, he doesn't even like any of you, to be honest. Like he just wants to. Oh yeah,
And I
leave it to
won't
me.
understand any of it. I'll just
At
be like,
Takia,
"Yeah."
at Takia, at Yasu.
Oh,
Takia's
God.
like, wait, who is this guy?
Dude, for real. No, he follows me, dude. He followed me like a couple of months
Oh,
ago,
God,
and I started screaming, dude. I was so excited. I love that guy
Guys,
so much.
guys, honestly, no matter how good you get, the fanboy. I mean, we still have it. You know, does it just it's still there for some people in different fields. You know, I mean, Nate is. I mean, look at this dude. He just went crazy over time.
Hey, it's a good
Oh, I
feeling.
get-
It's a good feeling when someone you respect, you know,
Yeah.
in some way shows you that respect back. That's what it
Yeah,
is.
and Marty followed me too, bro. A lot
it
of
is.
big heads have been following me. It's sick. And when
There you go.
bro, when you guys followed me in like October, I lost it. Yeah, it was like I was on the Lacing Life with that crew. It was like Isaac from Lotus and Redney and Chocolate Dama and a couple other homies. And yeah, you guys I did that trick at PM Dub Open. It was the Takia level 12, 3 Ken, 6 tap. And I did the 6th throw to the lighthouse.
That was literally stupid.
Nuts.
Yeah, dude. So that was like super unplanned. I was trying to go to airplane and then fast hand, right? Because I thought that would have been sick out of a 6. So I was like, nobody can do that. Let's give it a shot. And I was filming with Jarrett Black. Shout out him, Canadian homie. He's a goat. And we got that. That was like maybe 2 minutes of filming, and I was like, I don't like that. Let's do it again.
What?
He clipped it, right? He clipped it, but I was like, that was stupid. I want to go to airplane. And I was so adamant about it. We filmed for like an hour and I didn't get it. And then I was like, screw it. I'll just put this clip up. And everybody loved it. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, it was insane.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. No, I get that way too with different people I look up to as well following me and in different fields now. I guess not really in Kendama anymore. Obviously, I respect a lot of people in Kendama and yeah, it's still like that, but I get the same feeling when I see other people in different fields. Kind of give you a respect or some props or feels good.
Yeah.
So
It's
yeah,
nice.
shout
It's
out
like
to
recognition, man.
yeah, and shout out to Lacing Life as well. I mean, that was our first little group that Zach and I put together, and that was
Oh wait,
October.
Coop was in that. Coop was in that. Coop is an OG
Yeah.
too.
Cooper.
Shout out
Cooper
Coop.
also, yeah, Cooper's also in GStandards with you and right now, so it's been really good to
Yeah.
get to know you guys over the past 6 months. But yeah, that was our first little group we started, and then eventually transformed to GStandards, which is only transforming into different things from here. So
Yeah. Now we're taking over the world. So
yeah, give it 2024, man. It's over.
Hey, well, yeah, I agree with you. It's going. 2024 is insane. But now that we've identified your goals for the year, I want to expand further. Let's just say I want to give you an opportunity to think bigger and express your thoughts on a bigger level here. Let's just say you achieve all these goals.
right.
Like, let's just say you win everything you're planning on winning. Like, let's just say you win the next 4 comps, 5 comps in a row. What's the vision after that? Because, at some point, whether it happens or not, it has happened in the past. We're on the podcast right now. I mean, Nick was a person who won every comp he went to for a year straight, and he went to a lot.
Yeah.
So
That was horrifying.
so he did that, and he won many comps in a
2018.
row. And Nick has had multiple years in a row where he's won every comp, and not in a row,
Yeah.
but every like 2 or 3 years where he's won every comp he's been to. You know, if that happens, you know, what's the plan after that? What's one step above? What are your goals? Let's say 3 years, 5 years down the line. And that's all right if you don't have them totally fleshed out right now. But what comes to mind past competition success? Where do you want to be as a kendama player and as a person in 3 and 5 years? Like 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, so that's actually something that I've been thinking about for a little while now. Just when I was younger, I was like, dude, what if I win cup? What if I do this? What if I do that? What kind of person do I want to be to the younger generation, or things like that? And I kind of settled on the idea of I want to help other people get there. I want to like be on or build a team that is just about like pushing kendama, pushing the levels, but also like we have the credibility to do so, and like I want to help people get to where I would, theoretically be. It just brings me the most joy, like I just think it's the coolest thing. You teach a kid his first big cup, how stoked they get. One of my students, actually, I just gave one of my students a dama, and he just learned around the world like in 2 days. It was so cool.
Yeah.
And things like that. So, but beyond that, at a high level than that, I want to like people that are serious, people that like if I do win all these comps, I want people to be able to come to me and like I want to be able to just I can't give them an exact guide, because everybody's different, but I want to be able to help them as much as possible.
Yeah.
Like I definitely don't think I would have gotten as high as I did at battle if I wasn't in GStandards, with your guys' guidance and stuff. That was definitely huge. Your guys' confidence in me was like, wow, okay. They think I can do it. I could probably do it. Just need to believe in myself now. And so yeah, 3 to 5 years, I want to be helping people. If I do win all these comps, I want to be helping people get to that level and trying to stay at that level for as long as possible.
Yeah.
Like it's a thing in jiu-jitsu for sure. Like world champs, like will open up schools and teach and stuff. Kind of after they've, passed their prime.
Yeah.
And they'll just be helping people. But I want to be able to do both. I don't know if it's possible. It's never been done before. If I kind of want to be, one of our, I mean, it has some GStandards, but I've never really been able to do that, and I think it would be really cool to just be able to help people out, help raise the level, especially in the States, because dude,
Mm-hmm.
Japan's a different monster. Every,
Yeah.
little kids there can hit a 10 tap in a game they can hit around 10 tap and not even blink,
Yeah.
and that's terrifying. And there aren't as many players in the States that are that serious about kendama that are that high level. And if they are, they're around our age. Like in the States, I'm one of the young guys. I'm almost
Yeah.
20. In Japan, one of the young guys is 7, is 2 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you kidding me? You know what I don't even know what I was doing at 2 years old.
You
And
look
this
at
kid's picking up a
prodigies.
kendama.
You look at prodigies and you're like, wow, this Naru kid, he's 7. Oh,
Naru's
oh,
7.
he did a quad tap on at catcher's ball on stage in competition already. That's crazy. Can't believe he has the next 14 years to figure everything else out and keep going. And yeah, the young kids in America is like 19, 20. So
Yep.
it's a different ball game. But we just need to incorporate this standard now, right? It's not going to
Yeah.
happen overnight, and it's not going to happen super soon, but it just all starts with the idea. And it sounds
Yeah.
like you and I, or all of us three, align with that goal. We want to have America on top. We want to get other
Yes.
players in America, started earlier and have it treated as their sport and with a sports mindset and these things going. So in the future, I mean, as we continue on this GStandards path, Nate, sounds like you want to be. I'm seeing a jiu-jitsu, coach-esque vibe, but that's just for kendama now. You're just bringing that energy to kendama and keep coaching
Yeah.
kids coaching people how to win comps, and they're competing, they're asking for your guidance and going to training sessions. Like this is all in the vision going forward. So yeah, I was really happy to hear that. It sounds like, yeah, we just want to bring the level up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the goal for the next 5 years. That's pretty much my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome to hear, dude. I love
So,
everything about that. That resonates with Nick and I's vision too. Of course, what we're already doing, what we want to do, and that's gonna be
Yeah.
awesome.
That's why I was so drawn to GStandards. Like when you guys were like, yeah, we want to make people really good at kendama. I was like, oh shit, that's good to hear because I want to get really good. And you guys might know a thing or two about that. You might have won a couple MKOs, a couple NACOs, maybe a battle or two. Might give it a shot. So,
yeah.
well, maybe World Cup, whatever. You guys get what I'm saying. Like, you guys have a lot of credibility. So, when you guys came out with Lacing Life initially, I think it was Nick that sent me a voice message, kind of like, hey, we're doing this. If you want to give it a shot, here's a link. And I was like, dude, yeah. And it's been an awesome opportunity. And I've leveled up a lot since. It's like I have people to sesh with when I don't have anybody in person. And that is something I've searched for so long, dude. So long. And it's really cool. So yeah, let's do it.
Glad to have you on board, dude. Glad to have you on board with GStandards, and you're definitely just an insanely skilled player that we've had our eyes on for a while too. So it's only, just going down in 2024 as we continue to expand GStandards and what it may come to be. And to be honest, I really think it's gonna blow minds. It's gonna blow even our own minds too, as the vision just keeps getting more broad and
Here,
more and bigger
one
and bigger.
second, I gotta fix.
You're good.
Sorry. Audio. My phone connected to the car. My mom just hopped in the car, and then my phone connected. So you guys almost went there.
All right. Yeah. Well, anyway, excited for the future of 2024 with us working together. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
And so we talked about competitions we can expect to see you at this year: CKC, LVKO, SoCal Royale. We've got maybe anything in summer if anything pops up for you. Maybe PNW Open. Not sure what's gonna happen. Van Jam. Those are possibilities. But you said NACO as well. I don't think I'm missing anything from that list. Maybe a GStandards event as well. One of Zach and I's.
Definitely.
We're gonna organize this year. We're trying to do 4. We're trying to do 4 of those. So yeah. Next one's gonna be big too. So it's only gonna get better. So one of those. So we covered that.
Mm-hmm.
And we're coming to the end, so we're gonna get to our questions from Instagram soon. But there is one more thing I want to ask you. And it is, you've been playing for 9 years, and recently you've kind of, well, I don't know about recently, but you did have a break. You've taken breaks before with kendama.
Yeah.
You've gone through some phases with that, and I wanted to ask, who is inspiring you? Like who are you looking at, either in the past or now? Who's giving you the most drive, and what's making you want to play at this level?
Yeah. So definitely. Wow, that is a big question here. One second. Let me reconnect my headphones. Okay, we're good. Sorry. It was a whole technical difficulties thing, but we're good now.
Good.
Yeah, that
maybe even
question
throughout the
definitely.
years too. Like maybe even throughout the years as Jay. You mentioned Caden Weller, but like throughout the years
Yeah,
too.
that dude for sure. Huge inspo. Also Liad. A lot of the lines I'm doing right now, Liad did 6 years ago.
Yeah, so crazy.
And he did them better than I did. But I'm just doing them now so people can see it. Yeah, so Liad, COTK guys. Out of those guys, mainly Stod. Stod, I feel like a little like a little Kaito, because Kaito is a giant Stod fan girl. I'm the same. Stod's phenomenal. His late Ken flips. He got the first 8 tap. I saw that. I was like, how does he get better? What is going on? How is he so good? Those guys, June's hit stalls were phenomenal. See who else. Definitely you guys. I saw there's this one specific video I have of you two, Lopez Island Lacing. You guys are sessioning some homegrowns, and I was just so stoked on that video. Like, I have pretty gnarly ADHD, like it's diagnosed, and when I like things, I like hyperfixate on them. And I was younger, and I had a tablet, and I had YouTube, and I just gotten into Dama. And you guys, Lopez Island Lacing, you guys are just hucking these, lightning drops, these lunar tricks, these stilt tricks. I was like, bro, why? How are they so good? That one really sticks out in my mind. That's like a really, really important edit to me. I dig it. I haven't watched it in a while, but I should. So you guys for sure. Bryson Lee was really good. I used to like his stuff a lot. He doesn't play as much anymore, but he was good. Ocean Mamalias, that guy's freestyle. Every time I do freestyle, I completely rip off what he does. Like I don't, not necessarily ripping off. I kind of do it to pay homage to him because I miss that he doesn't play Dama anymore. But it's like this lightning drop, swirl, butterfly tap, spike, and so he was really good. But kind of fast forwarding to what I'm more inspired by nowadays, I would definitely say Takuya. He's just, I feel like it doesn't need that much of an explanation. He's insane. He's insane. He does all the things that I dream about doing, that I want to do.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool. So him, definitely Johnny. Johnny pushes me, bro. I see him do stuff, and I'm like, holy crap, man! Like he had this one sesh last year. He got the EKC special edition, 365 Dama, and in like 2-3 days, he got the most insane tap edit. Like it was like a couple days maybe, and he just got the craziest tap edit of just like things he put on his story. It was like a minute and a half long. He did like around 8 tap. He did, I think, 10 tap, airplane, 8 tap all the way down, and then he missed the 2, which was really funny. But like, he really inspires me. He is one of the highest level players here in the States. Benny Boy, he's so consistent, and he hasn't been playing nearly as long as a lot of high level players, and he's done what a lot of people have tried to do in such a small amount of time, which I really admire. And his play style is just very satisfying. The sandwiches, but honestly, biggest one's probably ET.
There you go.
Edwin Tickner. Okay. That dude, we've become really good friends over the course of time, from like PNW till now. And he and I text pretty frequently. And his play style is just what I want mine to be. There are things from his play style that I want in mine, but I still don't understand how he does it. And I've been trying to understand it. His pinches, I just recently got down. And I want to incorporate that with my taps. I want to be able to re-goon out. I want to throw the late goons. I want to pinch. I want to do all this crazy stuff. And he is like a big, big inspiration. So yeah, I could go on and on about all these different players. Maharu Ryoga. Oh my goodness, Ryoga, he's so good. That guy's awesome. Yeah. But I think I'll cut it there for now. If I think of anything else, I'm popping on my story. But
yeah, for sure. No, I think you gave us a long list there, and people are going to be stoked to hear your names. Appreciate the shout out there as well, and especially mentioning our Lopez Lacing edit. Man, well, how
I haven't seen that edit in forever too. It makes me want to watch it. It makes me like remember what the tricks I did, the soundtrack we used. Yeah, Nick edited all our videos back then. So Nick did a pretty good job as a 15-year-old.
Sweet, dude.
But yeah, so I guess we can cap it off here. I want to ask you, Zach, if you want to go through the Instagram questions really quick that you have. I only have like 2.
I have only one that's like,
I have like 2 good ones.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Lamb on me. Go for it.
Yeah, I'll go first. How often, this one's from Johnny Chris. How often does Nate play kendama and dream competition to attend? So real quick answer.
Yeah, so how often do I play? I play every day, as long as I can before I start to, feel any type of pain. If I even get close to it, I kind of just stop and stretch out because I want to take care of my body. I've had problems before, hurting my shoulder, hurting my knee, where just kind of an overuse injury. So I'm trying to get away from that. Been doing stretches, breathing techniques, ATG workouts, things like that.
There you
Just trying to, keep myself healthy. So I don't do as much as I used to, but when I'm, for the most part, I sesh anywhere from 2 to 4 hours a day, depending on the day. But yeah. Oh,
Awesome.
and then the dream comp was KWC. Yeah.
go. Okay. And then this other question, I'm not sure if you can do this one fast, but it's just if you had to compare a Kendama player to like a Naruto character, who would you give a comparison to? This one's from Jarrett Black.
Jared Black. Oh, dang, dude, that's a good one. Ah, Edwin is Naruto for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, just both, like the prodigies, very bouncy little guys, but you also insane at what they do, and then, yeah, I mean, there are a lot of other different players that I could think of, but that's the one that comes, right here, hits me immediately. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I guess we'll end this off on a banger question. This is from Kendama Fart.
Dude, I was expecting one from him for sure. What is he?
Just favorite skater.
Oh, dude. Oh,
Oh, this
that
is
is
gonna
such
take
a
a while.
hard question. Yeah, this is another 2 hours right here. New
First one
school,
on your
old
mind.
school. First one
First
on
one
my
on your mind.
mind. Why am I blanking on his name? Oh, Chris Cole.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Chris Cole. There you
Or
go.
actually, no, I take it back. P-Rod.
P-Rod. All right.
Okay. Yeah, but
P-Rod.
that's it.
There you go, Trevor. Yeah. I know nothing about skating, so it's always fun to hear these, and I literally have no idea who anybody is. But yeah. Well, Nate, dude, thank you so much for joining us today, man. Really appreciate it. It was a pleasure to have you on, and I feel like we could continue talking. We're gonna have to have you back on at some point in the future. So,
Definitely, man.
best of luck with every goal you have this year. I'm really excited to see you compete at more and more events, and to see you more and more at these events. So, I'm stoked for you, dude. You're on a great path. You're in a great position, and you have a great journey ahead.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
Oh, that's cool to hear.
we'll be talking again soon. I mean, we'll be talking to you probably tomorrow, just because we're in GStandards. So
Yeah. Definitely.
anyways, thanks, Nate. Thanks for listening, everybody. This is the G-Pod with Nate Wilcox, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.
Later.
Much love, guys. Thank you so much.